Fox, home of Super Bowl 59. Fox 35 NewsEdge at 6 starts now.
Nothing will make this one better. It's hard.
Everybody is just beside themselves.
A tragedy on the track. A 7-year-old girl is killed during a drag racing accident. It happened at Orlando Speed World Dragway out in Bithlo. Thanks for joining us at 6. I'm John Brown.
And I'm Luann Sorrell. The little girl was part of a Sunday Fun Day event. Fox 35's Marie Edinger is joining us live tonight. So Marie, the racing community is really devastated by this.
They are. This is something that touches far and wide. Honestly, across the country, people have been talking about this. The little girl was driving what's called a junior dragster, and that's what people are talking about, how much she loved the racing community and how much they loved her back. Kids driving junior dragsters will be back here on March 1st and 2nd for the Latin American World Speedsters Challenge. Live in Orange County, Marie Edinger, Fox 35 News.
Thanks, Marie. Also developing right now, attorneys for the man who's accused of killing 13-year-old Maddie Soto were in court today with a lot of requests for the judge.
Stephen Stern's lawyers are asking for the death penalty to be taken off the table. Fox 35's Marlisa Goldsmith is live in the Alert Center tonight with these new details. Marlisa.
Yeah, Luann and John, Stephen Stearns is facing several charges related to the abuse and death of Maddie Soto last year. His attorneys say the death penalty should not be considered in the case because it's unconstitutional. Prosecutors have already said they will be seeking the death penalty in the case. His legal team is also asking for the state to close pretrial hearings to the media and to throw out some evidence. So far, a court date to officially hear the motions has not been set. Stearns' murder trial is scheduled, though, to begin in September. Stearns is facing dozens of other charges that he sexually abused Soto before her death. The two cases are being tried separately. The sex crimes trial is set to begin next month. For now, live in the Alert Center, Marlisa Goldsmith, Fox 35 News.
Marlisa, thank you. Dramatic new body camera video shows the moments Clermont police are ambushed inside of an apartment. Officers were responding to reports of a shooting when they found a woman dead and were quickly met with gunfire. Take a look.
Ready? 1, 2. That's right!
This all happened yesterday at the Cottonwood apartment complex. Officers found a woman shot to death inside the front doorway, and then they started clearing out the rest of that apartment. They say Christian Filson was holed up inside a bedroom. When they kicked the door down, he immediately opened fire. None of the officers were hit. Police say Filson killed himself. Back in 2017, he was arrested on aggravated battery charges in Tennessee. Officers say the couple recently moved from Nashville here to Central Florida.
All new at 6. For the first time in about 7 decades, taxpayers in Melbourne Beach may have to start footing the bill to pay for the firefighters.
The city has relied on volunteers for more than 70 years, but that's not working anymore. Response times are up, and the chief says public safety is in danger. Fox 35's Esther Bauer explains the new proposal to pay firefighters. Meanwhile, Brevard County firefighters are rallying for a pay raise. The union wants to negotiate a new contract after 20% of the staff quit last year. But that's not the only issue. They also need up to 6 new ambulances and engines to serve their citizens. Right now, the county says the union has stopped coming to the bargaining table.
A 71-year-old woman was run over while sitting on the sand in Daytona Beach. And this accident, of course, igniting the debate that we've had for decades along the coast, if cars should be allowed on the beach. Fox 35's Chris Lindsay is learning more about the 84-year-old driver who was behind the wheel.
New video shows officers finding 17 dogs inside of a trailer in Volusia County. Police say the temperature inside was upwards of 98 degrees with no access to water.
That's young.
Officers arrested Nedrick Thomas and charged him with animal cruelty. They say the dogs were severely malnourished. The dogs were all taken to the Halifax Humane Society. And Ormond Beach police tell us that a dog's body temperature can rise dangerously in just 10 minutes. And parked cars heat up fast, even with the windows cracked, so never leave your pets unattended.
Well, Lake Eola is one of our city's great gems, and it's about to get a $60 million makeover.
The city started some of those improvements today, and that's just the beginning. Fox 35's Matt Trezza has the details.
All right, coming up here on the Fox 35 News Edge at 6, flu cases remain high right here in Florida. In fact, schools around the country are now shutting down to prevent the spread. And so tonight, we're going to hear from a doctor who has an idea of why we're seeing such an increase in cases right now.
Plus, a man caught on camera punching a plane window. Hear what set him off.
Also, a Popka native, Jalen Carter's in New Orleans, getting ready to play in Super Bowl 59. And tonight, we're hearing from his family about this exciting opportunity. Plus, here's Noah.
And Super Bowl Sunday is going to be great here in Florida, but we're talking about early May level warmth for next week. We'll go through that in your Daytona forecast right after you watch this.
Super Bowl Sunday, we're going big. Kicking things off early.
Everything you need to start your Super Bowl Sunday.
Good Day Game Day, Sunday morning on Fox 35.
In the Fox 35 Sports Zone tonight, there's a live look from New Orleans. That's the site of Super Bowl 59, which of course you'll see right here on Fox 35, just 3 days away. The Chiefs and the Eagles are going to meet for the second time in the last 3 years in the Super Bowl. And several Central Florida natives are going to be in the big game, including a Popka native, Jalen Carter. He plays, of course, for the Eagles.
We're so excited for him. Fox 35's Amanda McKenzie spoke with his mom and brother before they boarded their flight to New Orleans. His mama looks like his sister.
Yeah,
Holy
right,
cow,
so
she's
it's good.
gorgeous.
Yeah, and Jalen's huge when you see him.
He is a
My
big boy.
goodness. All right, Fox 35, your source for all things Super Bowl. We have special coverage leading up to the game, starting at 8 o'clock in the morning. That's Good Day Orlando. And then Fox has the pregame show that goes all day long. That starts at 11 a.m. Kickoff is at 6:30, and we finish tonight right here with Fox 35 News after the game.
Can't wait. It's going to be a good one. Well, we are tracking the next big thing. The fog is coming back tonight, and you can see here it's pretty much going to cover all of Central Florida. So that's going to make for some dangerous conditions on the roads. And Noah is back with us on this Thursday evening.
Okay, so what time do you think it's going to clear off tomorrow?
Probably about 10 in the morning or so.
Yeah.
So it's just be careful in the morning. But, you know, Super Bowl is going to be good here on Sunday. I got to ask you, John, are people from St. Louis, because you know you're a St. Louis guy. Yeah. Does St. Louis occupy the Chiefs fans, or because they're teamless now? Well,
some, I bet it's that in-state thing,
but the majority do not.
No.
Interesting. I was wondering
teams keep leaving St. Louis. There's not much interest in the NFL.
You guys hate everybody now.
They do. Who's going to leave us next?
That's funny.
Score.
Yeah, you know, you just keep an eye out. I was curious, you know, it's going to be really cool to see. Dynasty or history. I mean, it's going to be interesting either way. But tonight, we're just talking about fog here. It's not going to be anything that, you know, long-lasting tomorrow. I think it only lasts maybe 8, 9, 10 in the morning, tops. But the fog is back tonight. Unlike last night, there was no fog. The winds are lighter tonight, which means the fog will really spread in. Now, unlike earlier this week, it comes in from the west coast. And notice by 6:30, the I-4 corridor, dense fog. So heads up if you're traveling on I-4, the turnpike, or up I-75 in the morning. Then it's gone by late morning, and we're totally sunny the rest of tomorrow. About 77 in Gainesville, 72 Palm Coast. Impressive sea breeze for early February in Central Florida. These temps are a lot lower. A, is the land over the I-4 corridor is so warm, and B, the water is so cool because of how cold January was at the end there. Temperature tomorrow morning, 59 New Smyrna, 58 Sanford, 59 Winter Haven, 56 in the Villages. Highs tomorrow. This is the average high for about the middle of April for perspective. And if you didn't look today at the calendar, we are far from that. About 83, 84 or so inland, about 80 at the beaches. Speaking of the beaches, you can see some of that fog already starting to build in the haze offshore. Temperatures are in the 70s on our Space Coast. Speaking of the beach, high tide this weekend, late 4 o'clock hour. Low tide in the late 10 a.m. hour. Wave height's about 1 to 2 feet, maybe a few 3-footers. Nothing significant. But the water temps are chilly, about 60, which is 10-ish degrees below average for this time of the year. So the air might be warm, but you stick your feet in the water and it's cold. Air temp 75 to 80. If you're taking a boat or anything, offshore water should be pretty decent as well. You don't need me to point out to you that there's a cold front on the board, and there it is. Doesn't really come through here until maybe 2 weeks from now. So until then, it's warm and get warmer. Fog early in the morning tomorrow at Park Open for the theme parks. Otherwise, a hat, sunglasses, and sunblock are your best friends at the theme parks in Orlando on Friday. All right, that front I'm talking about is right here. And notice it comes south, it moves north. It's just going to sit in the Midwest and waffle back and forth, and that'll act as like a train track for all the storms to go through. And here's Saturday into Sunday, another big cross-country storm if you had travel plans to the Northeast. Boston in particular, Hartford, Albany, Syracuse, Buffalo, Pittsburgh. Very heavy snow and a big snowstorm. A couple of feet of snow possible up there in the next 2-3 weeks, but the front attached to that, notice by Sunday, only makes it as close by as about Atlanta, and then it stops moving south. And we're still on the warm side of the front, just warm and again getting warmer. So theme parks tomorrow are great. Lots of sunshine after the morning fog. Morning fog again Saturday, so heads up if you've got early weekend plans. You're golfing, going to do some errands. It'll be foggy through a decent part of the morning Saturday too. Great on Super Bowl Sunday, and then how about 87 next Wednesday, and we'll maybe get up to 88 by this time next week, John and Lou.
All right, coming up here on the News Edge at 6, inflation taking a bite out of romance, and that's changing how people are celebrating Valentine's Day this year.
On your phone, on your TV, download the Fox 35 local app. Fox 35 News is sponsored by Grills Lakeside.
Well, this just in, Orlando police say they're looking for the man in this surveillance video. They say he fired shots at a group of children outside of an apartment complex. This video, by the way, is from last month at the Nassau Bay apartment complex on North OBT. Police say if you recognize him, Crime Line is offering a $1,000 reward for information that leads to an arrest.
Caught on camera, an unruly passenger seen yelling and punching a window. The flight was traveling from Denver to Houston. According to police, the passenger became angry about 20 minutes into the flight. Police say the man tried to speak to the woman right in front of him, and when she did not respond, he began punching her seat and then punching the plane's window. The man had to be taken down by other passengers on board that Frontier Airlines flight.
And I was just so thankful that my husband and the other men jumped in immediately so that he didn't break the second panel of the window. We were using shoestrings and belts, headphones even, just to use whatever we could to get him restrained.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. Frontier Airlines reportedly declined to press charges.
Well, the Boy Scouts of America has a new name to be more inclusive, and this rebranding appears to be working too. They're now known as Scouting America, and they're celebrating 115 years of service this weekend. The group says that they've seen an uptick in membership since announcing the name change and some policy changes. The group has allowed girls now since 2018. So at this point, the organization has about 1 million members, and about 200,000 are girls.
Still predominantly boys in our program. We do a great job of serving boys. Boys are really, really important to what we do. But we really looked at where we are, who we serve, the families that we serve, and where we are going to go in the future.
The name change officially takes effect this weekend during their birthday celebration.
Coming up on Central Florida's only live local newscast at 6:30, a fraternity is now banned from UCF accused of anti-Semitic behavior.
How an anonymous tip landed that frat house in some hot water. Plus, forget the Senate seat, Laura Trump now taking a seat on national TV, where you can find her new show straight ahead.
It is really great to have somebody like Jessica on the team. She brings a perspective that we may not have otherwise. Laurel is a really strong player on our team. She brings a focus and a dedication to the forecast. We're your trusted source. You can depend on us.
Fox 35 News is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Fox 35's 1K a day giveaway. Starting Monday, you could win $1,000. Watch Good Day Orlando for your chance to win, and good luck.
A UCF fraternity is suspended for alleged anti-Semitic hazing. The Phi Gamma Delta fraternity will not be allowed to participate in spring rush activities.
Fox 35's Randy Hildreth takes a look at how some graphic photos are at the center of this investigation.
New details now. We are now seeing the mugshot for the teacher accused of inappropriate online behavior with young boys. Investigators say Italo Rafael Brett Bonini used the app Discord to video chat with two 8-year-old boys. They say he exposed himself and then asked the boys to pull down their pants as well in exchange for video game currency. Bonini has been suspended from Hunters Creek Middle School in Orlando.
In Brevard County, people living in Palm Bay are pushing the city to ditch the surveillance cameras that are all around the city. These cameras are meant to prevent crime and help police keep an eye on the streets, but some people living there say that these cameras are also a privacy concern.
These flock cameras were approved without any public decision. We understand that the technology is useful for preventing crime, but without proper oversight, it's just opening the door to misuse and the gradual erosion of our rights.
The meeting started a few minutes ago, and of course we'll update you on what the city decides. Well, last week's tragic plane collision in Washington, D.C. is putting a lot of attention on our nation's air traffic control system.
Some are asking if Elon Musk is the person to fix it. Fox 35's Caroline Shively reports tonight from D.C. Right now, members of the Congressional Progressive Caucus are calling for Elon Musk to be removed from the government position he holds. President Trump gave Musk oversight of the Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE. Democrats say that gave Musk too much access to sensitive information. The caucus says they are vowing to use every legislative, judicial, and public tool at their disposal until Musk is fired.
We will not allow the shadow government that Musk is leading to destroy government agencies that protect workers.
Nobody elected Elon Musk to be president, but he has his grimy hands all over our administration.
Those lawmakers are also putting pressure on House Republicans to intervene.
Well, Lara Trump coming back to TV. The daughter-in-law of President Trump was previously a contributor on Fox News. Well, now she's going to have her own show. It's called My View with Lara Trump. Lara previously co-chaired the Republican National Committee and was rumored to be a candidate for Florida's vacant Senate seat, but she removed her name from consideration for the Senate. Her new show debuts on Saturday, February 22nd. All right, Wendy Williams' guardian is now pushing for a medical screening for the former TV host. Court filings claim that a recent docuseries exploited the star, who they say had a form of dementia. Well, tonight on TMZ, Williams is denying that diagnosis, and her guardian says that she deserves a new evaluation. TMZ producer Branson Quirk is live in Hollywood with this one. So, Branson, this is a little bit hard to follow here because now she says she didn't like the lawsuit that was filed on her behalf, and the diagnosis may be wrong. This is getting really muddled here. Branson, always good to see you. Thanks for your time tonight. Of course, you can check out TMZ tonight at 7:30 right here on Fox 35.
Flu cases are surging nationwide, and it's hitting kids especially hard. The CDC says some districts across the country are temporarily shutting down. Here in Florida, flu activity, as you can see, it's in the red. It's very high. Fox 35's Sarah Allegre is joining us live from North Carolina tonight. So, Sarah, flu season is still far from over.
Yeah, it feels like everyone I know is coming down with something right now. We're talking fever-like symptoms along with that sore throat, that cough, that runny nose. And the CDC right now is backing this up. They say flu-related visits to the ER and hospitalizations right now are on the rise. And while we usually see the peak of the flu season during the months of December ending just around February, doctors warn the worst is on the way. Well, and it's not just the flu. We're also seeing a wave across the United States of cases of the norovirus, you know, that stomach bug, along with COVID-19 and RSV. In Charlotte, North Carolina, Sarah Allegre, Fox 35 News.
Thanks a lot, Sarah. In the Fox 35 Sports Zone tonight, the Orlando Magic snapped that 4-game losing streak. The team was in California last night to face the Sacramento Kings. The Magic looked good. They took the early lead and never let go. They win at 130-111. Franz Wagner had 31 points. Paolo Banchero had 23. Good news is they're getting everybody back from injuries at the right time. Magic now head to Denver tonight to take on the Nuggets. Tip-off for that one is 9 p.m. Well, last summer, a cyber attack shut down clinics and funeral homes all across the state.
Now, Governor Ron DeSantis wants to upgrade the state's cybersecurity. Reaction to the governor's proposal is coming up next.
When we say breaking news, we mean it. It's not just TV news online. This is news as it happens. Live, local, streaming now. I'm Garrett Weimer, Fox 35 digital journalist on Fox Local.
halftime of Super Bowl 59.
Well, the governor's new budget proposal includes some new money for cybersecurity. This is a big deal because the Florida Department of Health was hit by a ransomware attack just a few months ago.
And you may remember that massive breach led to long delays in processing birth and death certificates. Fox 35's Ethan Stein is hearing from one man who was directly impacted by that attack. That was Ethan Stein reporting. And we should note the governor's proposed budget is merely a recommendation, meaning state lawmakers would have to approve it during their legislative session, which starts March 4th.
All right, pretty cool sight in the Gulf in an unexpected place. Two female North Atlantic right whales apparently took a girls' trip to the Floribama coast. Take a look. There they are. You can see them. The research arm of the FWC shared these images to their Facebook page. The whales were first seen last month off the southwest Florida coast. They popped up again in February off of Perdido Pass. That was on February 2nd. That was near the Panhandle. And now they're closer to the coast there. The North Atlantic right whales are critically endangered.
I love that. Girls trip
Girls
to
trip, Floribama. Kenny Chess would be so proud to welcome them there. All right, Noah Berggren joins us right now.
Noah, we are going to see some fog in the morning.
Yeah, it's not going to be all morning, so just give yourself a few extra minutes. But are you enjoying May?
Yes.
It literally is. Literally is getting to the point of it's pretty wild. We're going to get 90 this year, probably more days than we've had rain next week, which is. Pretty bizarre. Did you remember it snowed in Florida? Did you forget about that? Yeah, I think a lot of us did already. 70s to near 80 right now. There'll be fog in the morning. Temperatures 50s to near 60 out the door on your Friday morning. Highs tomorrow, low to mid 80s inland, about 80 at the beaches. Speaking of the beaches right now, still in the 70s. 1 to 3 footers this weekend. Water temp is 60. It's chilly, 10 degrees below average. Air temps this weekend, 75 to 80. Light southeast wind, medium rip current risk, high tide at our area beaches this weekend, about 4:45 in the afternoon. Monster fronts across the U.S. Winter, spring, and late spring, even little early summer vibe going on right now, and that will continue for about 2 weeks. Theme parks tomorrow, fog early, then sunny. A hat and sunglasses are your best friend. Right here on Fox on Sunday, 6:30 Eastern time, mid-70s in New Orleans. Chiefs and Eagles. If you're hosting a Super Bowl party, going 2-1, just kind of be outside to watch the game. Sunny, warm, humid, but dry here in Orlando. All right, we've got an interesting forecast for the 500 this year. I want to state I'm not worried about a total washout like last year. That's not on the docket. That's not even possible. There's two scenarios, though, in the forecast for Sunday, February 16th. Scenario 1 is a cold front comes screaming across the peninsula with probably a strong line of storms and rain, but it wouldn't last long because it's going to move very fast. Could it delay the race or impact it? I guess, it would depend on when it came through. But some point that day there would be a line of storms and rain that comes through. Then it gets much cooler immediately after the front. Scenario 2, which I kind of lean a little bit more towards, we're still a long way out, is that the front is to our north on race day up in the Midwest and doesn't come through until probably the day after or even late that night once the race is all done and completed. But ahead of the front, we're very warm to hot with possibly record temps for race day. So quite the variance in what the temperature could be based on where that front is on February 16th. We'll keep you up to date. Morning fog the next 2 days. Great Super Bowl Sunday, and I hope you love May weather because it's coming at you for next week. We'll be right back.
Fox 35's 1K a day giveaway. Starting Monday, you could win $1,000. Watch Good Day Orlando for your chance to win, and good luck.
Valentine's Day is just over a week away, and Americans are prepared to spend billions on their loved ones.
Not all at one person, though.
No,
okay, right. Okay. Inflation, though, taking a bite out of romance this year. According to Wallet Hub, in a survey they did, 39% of Americans say inflation is going to affect their holiday plans. Some people are planning to skip buying gifts this year. For those looking to spend, only about 7% say they would spend over $100 on a gift. But going out to eat is $200 in many places anymore.
That's a gift.
That is the gift.
In and of itself.
Good luck. We're working on a lot of stories coming up for Fox 35 News tonight.
We begin with Fox 35's Chancellor Wynn in Ormond Beach.
17 dogs are rescued after allegedly being kept inside of a trailer in the sweltering heat. Coming up at 10 o'clock, we'll show you the video of police officers and firefighters rescuing these dogs.
Tonight on Fox 35 News, one woman was seriously injured after a driver ran over her while she was sunbathing on Daytona Beach. I'm Kelsey Cairns, and coming up tonight after the NFL honors, hear from a victim to this very same incident and a lawyer who has represented tons of these cases.
The chief of police in Clermont walks us through new body cam video showing the moments officers go into an apartment where they say a suspect was holed up and opened fire. Plus, tonight after the NFL honors, you'll also hear from a witness.
Thank you so much for joining us on this Thursday for the News Edge at 6.
And the news continues tonight after the NFL honors. We'll see you then.
On your phone, on your TV, download the Fox 35 local app.